What's going on, people? How y'all doing? Um, my topic is going to be what I always wonder all the time. You think about bloodline, you think about you just wonder in your mind, like what I'm saying. How can you tell where your bloodline go back to, or what, whether you're Israel or whatever? How can you tell that? How could you know? How would you know who the real Jews are? That's the main question. When you start thinking about certain things that God would do to you, because he said throughout First, Second Kings, no matter where you read it in the Bible, you're gonna always read something about the commandments. It's gonna always be about something about obedience and commandments. And then if you don't keep those commandments, he said this or that or this will happen. He will put curses and plagues upon you. I noticed that when I read in the book of Kings, First Chronicles or Second Chronicles, you start reading about all of the rule of the kings, and then you go and you read in Second Kings, and it talks about how God set up kings, and He set kings down. Or you'll read things that sound like, it'll say Jehoshaphat, his son, reigned in his stead. Then he did that which was evil in the eyes of the Lord, not like his father did, but he did the same thing his father did. He worshiped the idols that his father made. And you read something, God brought upon all them the curses. He brought on all the wrath of the Lord would be kindled in this place. You read things like that in certain parts of the Bible, all over the Bible, really. You read about plagues, curses, judgments, and punishments, and all that. And so when you look at the things that happens to our people on a day-to-day basis, like, I don't want to get off into no personal detail. I do want to say that I heard that a sister got into a wreck. Got into some kind of somebody I heard about. I know, I don't really, what I mean. I'm just, yeah. Even though a lot of times we don't know why we ask those questions. Why are these things happening like this? And that I bring it to I can ask that question, and then I'm looking at it from a spiritual point of view too. Didn't in the Bible it says whom God loved in Hebrews, whom He loved, He chased, love, He different things like that. So when I look at simple things like that, based upon the Bible, it lets you know or determine whether God is dealing with our spirit or not. You see what I'm saying? He allows certain things to come away. Now that's what I'm thinking. According to the Bible, those are the people who will be identified as Jews, because these things, they happen to other people, but not like we go through. Not like it, you know what I'm saying? Like, it seems like the people, the most of all, we can relate to that average person who grew up in fatherless homes, things like that. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that every so-called black person or so-called African American, a lot of them had their fathers, but they still suffer. It may not be a curse in that way, but it can be in other ways. You see what I'm saying? So we all have I'm saying on a larger mass scale, we go through that. You know what I mean? So God said these curses will be upon you for a sign and for wonder. and upon your seed forever. Things like that. You see what I'm saying? So when I look at simple thing based upon the Bible, you see what I'm saying? According to the Bible, that's how you can determine and define who the Jews are and who are not the Jews. Because he said, if a certain specific people did not keep the commandments of God, and you read that, you find that in Deuteronomy 1:1, where he tells you the blessings if you would keep the commandments. And then if you go on down up to verse 15, it tells you what would happen if you tell us what would happen if we don't keep those commandments. We'll start experiencing curses. We'll start experiencing all kinds of different, whether it be trauma in your relationship or your marriage or whatever it is, and so on and so forth. You know what I'm saying? So he just said he'll let you know. So when you look at those things in the Bible, he says these curses will be upon you for a sign and for a wonder, and upon your seed forever. So the way you know that this is like, let's say, like, well, I'm not into animals and all that kind of, I'm not into all that you know, y'all talking about like a pet store or stuff like that. You look for that sign. Yeah, look for that animal sign and that PETCO. That lets you know that you go in there, you can buy what? You can buy cat food, or you can buy animal food for your dog, your birds, or whatever the hell it is. You know what I'm saying? I'm just making an example out of it. So when you look at the purpose of a sign, is to help you be able to identify something, right? We know we don't fool with no seafood, no in the third. Express seafood restaurant, right? So that you know they got seafood in there. Simple as that. Like fish and all that shrimp clean anyway in the eyes of the Most High. But I'm just saying, like that over yonder, that is supposed to be a snowball stand. You look right there, that's what a sign tells you what these businesses, the name of these, what they sell, or they give you an idea of what they got in there because you see the sign, because the sign helps you identify something. So when you look at the Bible is like a book that he said, when God says, okay, the way you know where a store is, how you know that's a grocery store, you're gonna see a sign says food market or something. They sell food, sell items in there. So that lets you know without a shadow of a doubt. When you see the sign, you know what's in the store is food. So when you look at the curses, people ask a question like this here. They say, how would you know who the real Jews are? The Bible is the answer for all of that. Our people just don't take pride enough at all and do research on it. You know what I'm saying? Our people don't take time and do the research on it. So I'm not here to throw up and beat up on nobody or nothing like that. I'm just making examples out of this. Saying specific reason to talk about this here, but I just want to just come and I said, let me create something. Let me create a video. Let me do something, you know? You know what I mean? So I'm going to be reading, and I'm going to be getting on my camera, and I'm going to be reading some stuff. But what I'm trying to do is have a bolder spirit, and be able to prepare me to be able to be on the streets and stuff like that, and be out here and talk to my people. You see what I'm saying? So that's what I want to do. So at the end of the day, I'll see y'all later, and we'll talk a little bit later. The video is how can you tell if you is a real Jew? How can you tell if you're a real Jew? Yeah. All right, I'm out.